nigga going, you know what I mean? And then for his agent to dog LeBron and he co-signed it? No.
Yeah, that's different.
But that nigga right there, Montrez.
Oh, he a
that's
beast.
A bad motherfucker.
Woo, Montrez. Oh, it's some young cats that had that old school
shit,
in him.
Yeah, you right.
He that old school type player, man.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have picked with a squad, I'd pick him to play with the bad boys or somebody. He one of them.
He one of them.
He remind me of the old West Unsailed era.
Yeah. Grown man ball. Mm-hmm. Nigga, grown man prison ball.
If you watch some of them old NBA tapes and then watch shit now, them motherfuckers would be getting arrested for assault and battery. Seriously. They was fucking Jordan up when he was a rookie in the first year. Detroit was beating that nigga ass.
They was beating his ass. They was playing with
like police beat Rodney King.
Exactly.
They was not playing.
Oh my god damn. They let him get away with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I wasn't gonna be in New York, man, I would try to go to that Kobe thing.
Oh yeah.
On the 24th, I guess it is. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, this shit was cold. I was down there when that shit happened, man. It was like the whole city was in a daze. Everybody was for 2 or 3 days.
We was down there too.
People crying in the street and shit.
Mm-hmm. We was down there because my son was down there in the hospital, and we had just I left the night before, and actually. Was that the week? Yeah, that was a couple of weeks. Yeah, we were gonna go pick up my son and bring him home. That Sunday, yep. And we was sitting out eating breakfast, and then it was like, motherfuckers like, y'all heard what happened about Kobe? I'm like, oh man, no. And I didn't believe this shit until I saw it on Channel 2 news feed, their app. That's when I knew it was real. I was like, oh, no.
Let me tell you how fucked up TMZ is, though.
Ain't they scandalous, man? That shit is so fucked up, man.
See, I found out from my manager, this is how they do it. They pay motherfuckers, and very well, to just follow each celebrity around. So, how the shit broke, the motherfucker that was paid to follow Kobe saw him get on the helicopter, and then saw the helicopter went down, and tweeted the shit. Because with my son, I was on the phone with my wife and my son. I heard my son say, oh, man. I said, what happened? Kobe's there. I said, oh, man, that's some fake shit. Where you sit? He said, it's on TMZ. I said, so I turned on the TV, and I watched CNN. And them motherfuckers, CNN, they didn't get it for another 25 minutes.
Yep.
And that's how all the rumors was going around. It was 5 people. It was Rick Fox and his daughter.
Yeah.
And then old girl, his wife, found out like that.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up, man.
That's all the fucked up, man. That's what I'm saying, man.
They ain't shit for
that's
that,
some
man.
scandalous ass shit.
They ain't shit for that, bro.
Shit, when I was in Milwaukee, man, I saw that Giannis nigga up close.
Oh.
They was playing the next day, and I had to leave. They was playing Sacramento. Them like, but that nigga is wingspan.
Man, it's crazy.
It's from here to there, dude. Yeah. I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that motherfucker is a specimen.
Yeah.
And now he's starting to get a shot with his shit.
You can tell that's what I mean about our boy. He done worked on his game. That nigga shooting threes pretty goddamn good.
That shit, 2021, man. I think the Warriors gonna get him, man. Him and Steph is hella cool.
I hope they don't.
But him and Steph is hella cool.
I'm salty with the Warriors, man. Anybody to leave Oakland, I'm done.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
That's how I feel about it.
That's fucked up. Like they start winning and then they just come snatch them up like that.
Yeah.
But I give them a little more credit than the Raiders. The Raiders dogged Oakland twice.
Yeah.
But what I'm salty about is they dissed the LoveLife Foundation, the organization.
Oh, they did?
Several times.
We on live now. We on live.
Let me put my plate down.
No. You
can like a hungry Nick. Hey man, we gonna do a Mountain Mike's commercial. I feel like they supposed to. I didn't never had Mountain Mike's till I came over here. I'm about ready to shit. I'm about ready to get on their board of directors. I need some free pizza.
Hey, real talk. Hey, that's what I did on what episode was that? Episode 4. I did that with In and Out. Cause that shit was so good and they just been doing me right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But welcome everybody. We on live now. Welcome to the monthly weekly show. I did it right this time, Dre.
Yeah.
I did it right. Welcome to the monthly weekly show. I usually fuck up and say the Hilarious Friday.
Hilarious.
But welcome to the monthly weekly show. I'm your host, yours truly, Ace Boon. And we got my co-host, Dre. Dre the Hog.
Is it Dre?
Right now, Dre the Grubber.
Dre the Janitor. Dre the Stripper. Dre the Hog. And of course, we have, this is a special edition, by the way. Special edition. Because we had to have on my big bruh, the legend, Donald Lacy, right here from Oakland, California, y'all. Give it up for him, y'all. We got to give up a hand. Give it up for him. Town business. You know what I'm saying? We got the legend on. So, in case you don't know, with the green light, we just over here, and we got a camera over there, so we get it later. Shit. But, because some of the guests be looking at the screen.
Set up.
Yeah.
Y'all got it better than SOULBEAT already. Shout out to Chuck Johnson. BET before BET.
Real talk,
man.
SOULBEAT for real. That was the shit.
SOULBEAT was the greatest, man. I saw your boy Night Doggy Moon Doggy.
Oh, Night Doggy Dog.
I used to love his show, man.
I used to love it too, man.
One time he left the set and didn't come back. I was sitting there. He thought a video was playing. It was just a blank set. I was smoking some weed. I said, well, this nigga's coming back, right? Then it became like a contest. I was calling him up, hey, man, watch you see if that nigga come back in case I heard about it. So about an hour and a half went by, and then he realized wasn't no videos playing. He said, oh, shit, wasn't no videos? So that's so man. That's when the nail cut her chops. Yeah, the nail cut her chops.
Oh, man.
That was the ghetto TV of all ghetto, but it was shit. That was the first black-owned TV station in the country.
The first one. That was before BET.
Yes, sir.
Right here in the town. You know what I'm saying?
Classic, man.
Telling you, man, that was classic TV. And it was stuff like that happen all the time. Mm-hmm. My favorite show, we used to go home every day and rush home from work. What was the girl named, Dre?
Cindy?
Cindy.
Oh, yeah,
oh my God.
Cindy was a classic.
Cindy was a classic. Because we would go home, she would play the best videos, but people would call in and clown.
Yeah, why would they clown my girl like that?
Man, she was hella cool.
Hella cool. Good people.
She was good people. Because
see, people used to clown Night Doggy Dog, but Night Doggy Dog would talk back. Cindy was just nice. She was a sweetheart. So she was really trying to, relate and talk with the people.
That's what made it cold, because the callers was ruthless.
Man,
one of my ex-girlfriends, she used to stay over their house for a little bit when she would get on her feet because she was cool with my ex-girlfriend mama. You know what I'm saying? Because we was youngsters back then, but she was older than us, but she was cool with my ex-girlfriend mama. Man. And she was hella cool, but they used to call and clown. And I ain't gonna lie, big bro. We used to die laughing. They used to say some funny shit.
It was must-see TV, man.
Yeah. It was must-see. We used to rush home for it every time.
Yeah. And plus, remember them ghetto-ass commercials, though. That was the shit that cracked me up. Y'all come on down to so-and-so's car wash, motherfucker eating chicken while they doing the advertising. And they got a special, get your rims done and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we down here on, where we at?
Taking hair out their food, out their chicken.
We on Bancroft and East 14. We on Bancroft and East 14.
It was always wrong information.
And you driving all up to Bancroft, you forget Bancroft run parallel to East 14.
Exactly.
That shit was funny, man.
Oh, man, but that was some, like I said, that was the blueprint for BET.
It was the blueprint.
BET bid on SOULBEAT. Real
so did.
So shout out to Chuck Johnson. Held it down 35 years there. In fact, when I was in LA yesterday, this wasn't when I was there. The last time I was there a couple weeks ago, somebody told me there's a script in development about SOULBEAT.
What? That's what's up.
And that's all I know. I don't know who's doing it or what. But
man, I hope they get that worked out, man.
I hope they do it in the town and use some town people.
Yeah,
use some town people.
Yeah, that even makes it work.
But the people who started on there too, like Lou Neal. You know what I'm saying? Put her back on there. Somebody find Night Doggy Dog.
Please find Night Doggy Dog, man.
Oh, dog.
And bring Cindy back too and put her on that thing.
Cindy looked good. She lost a lot of weight. I saw her about 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What was that? What did I see her? Somewhere down in Jack London.
Oh, hey, okay. Cindy, if you watching the show, Cindy, somebody find Cindy and tell her to call into the show. We got love for her.
Cindy quiet as it was kept for years. She was the one making that shit go.
Engineering.
She knows how to do all this shit.
She was doing all of
it. So big ups to Cindy, boo. Much love, sis.
Yep, because it was a bridge there where she was like carrying it for a minute.
Pioneer. That's what you gotta say.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, you gotta give her much love.
You know, it's funny. I was at. And I'm going to invite y'all, man. It's a black man Bible study called Brother to Brother. And a lot of the cats is older than me. I call them triple OGs. But it ain't like you think, you know, in terms of just reading the Bible. But it's like all these black men. It's for black men only. Straight up. We ain't hating on nobody. But this is a black man spirituality thing. But the cool part about it, just like last Tuesday, I hadn't been in a few weeks because I was in and out of town or whatever. So the cool part about it is we was talking about, you know, real men shit that's facing black men, you know what I mean? And we started talking about how Oakland was the greatest black city in the planet. I always tell the youngsters.
They always used to try to give Atlanta props.
Man, in the 70s, Oakland was the coldest black city in the world. It used to be black businesses from Lake Merritt to San Leandro, straight up. And there'd be a few Mexican, Asians, but predominantly, I mean, the Bank of America on 90th was by Food King, used to be over there. That was owned by a black man. He owned that bank. All right, so this is how Oakland, we were just talking about how sad it is. Now, you know, black folks in this town and in most cities around the country, you ain't got a place to damn near lay your head. All of our shit is gone. You know what I mean? The clubs, we used to, because back in the day in the sick man, it was 30 or 40 clubs, and black clubs you could go to, you know, Uppies, Gene Upshaw's spot, and Marvin Upshaw's spot.
Classy clubs, too.
Yeah, Classy in, Wine and Roses, Ivy's, come on, man.
I remember being a super youngster trying to sneak into the motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got turned down sometime, but every now and then I sneak through the back door. You know
That's where Jeffrey's used to be on Broadway.
Man,
remember that?
Going back.
Jeffrey's was on, what's the district over there? The Lake Merritt district.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jack London.
Jack London. Yeah, it was right down there where I'll tell you. Let me see. What's there now? It's where the Buttercup restaurant is.
Third and Broadway
used to be.
3rd and Broadway.
Sure was.
Yep. It was right there on the corner. Then it was the Denny's right there before it.
In fact, I can tell this story, and if you see it, don't get mad because you know it's the truth, homie. Jason Kidd was going to Cal Berkeley then, and he couldn't get in because I guess he wasn't 21, and he was crying on the sidewalk. True story. He didn't quote me. Yeah, you can quote me. Hey, Jason, you a man. I love you, man. But you was a youngster then, you know. But I'm saying that to say that's how cracking Jeffrey was. He didn't have his ID to get in. Couldn't get in. He was upset.
He didn't have the juice.
Yeah.
He didn't have the juice.
Yeah.
He was raw as fuck, but he didn't have the juice yet.
I think he was a freshman at Cal. Yeah. But we got a lot of history, man, in Oakland.
Man, it's talking about history. You got to shout out to Sweet Jimmy's. Because, man, my boy. Hey, and he got a song. If you ever get a chance to listen to Sweet Jimmy's song, I Still Got It. Look it up after this. I Still Got It. And that song be sticking in my head. Sweet Jimmy's is an Oakland pioneer, man. Hey, that's real talk, man. It just, man, that's a fan of the history, man.
The broadcast on SOULBEAT.
Yeah. He said,
but you can see the people, and then sometimes I see people that I know, and they, oh man, that's my partner, Uncle, man. You know, man.
Hell used to host a lot of them.
We used to watch that shit because it was the first club that had a buffet in there while you party. You could go in there, eat meatloaf and shit, fried chicken for free. And be partying and shit. I'm like, man, I want to go there when I grow up. I used to watch it on TV.
They used to have that lip sync contest on Thursdays. I think it was. I won that motherfucker one time doing the Boogie on Reggae Woman. I kept that shit. I would have my glasses on. Shit, I won about $45, man. I was like, somebody was throwing quarters at a nigga. You know what I mean? Shit, Oakland is the coldest city. Was.
They trying to fuck it up now, man. They trying to make it San Francisco now.
Let me tell you something.
That's the thing, man. We gotta keep that history going, to keep that history alive, man. Because
I'm glad we're talking about it now, because I remember after I had been on the road for a minute, a couple of years ago, and then I came back. I've been gone for like 6 weeks straight or something. Anyway, came back and I was down there by the Fox on a Friday night. And looking for us, it was like, where's Waldo? It was like, where's the Negro? Where's Waldo? It's like, where's the Negro? White folk, Chinese, white folk, Chinese, and then I saw 2 Mexicans, white folk, Chinese. And then I saw one brother in uniform picking up trash. I said, kiss my ass. Boy, Oakland is dope. It's dope. And I'm telling you, man, even down in the lower bottoms and shit.
Oh yeah, the lower bottom, yeah.
It's white folks all up in there,
it's
bro.
sad, man. Cause see, and that's what that's one thing about it too, man.
Come on, though, but it just ain't the same flavor like it used to be.
No,
you know what I mean? No offense to nobody that's there now,
right.
But it used to be like flavor. You felt it. It was. Hell of my white friends used to love coming to Oakland because where they was from, they was like, there ain't no flavor out here. Let's go to Oakland.
And it's just a lot of the OGs where you'll get the game from, or just history, man. That's one thing I tell people, man. You can't buy back is that history, man.
That's really what's missing on the streets now.
Yeah, but see, that's good, man. He was talking about the brothers that get together to read the Bible. I bet you so much history, man, that they can tell you, man. I get
sprinkled every week, bruh. Man, that's why whenever I'm in town, I go there. In fact, we was having this discussion. I first knew, and Jerry Brown is the one that put the death nail into Oakland. And he told them Negroes, the so-called Negro leaders, what he was going to do before he came. Mm-hmm. It's an article, I think it was in the Washington Post, and LoEshe Harris, shout out, is like I call him Godfather, one of the smartest, but former mayor of Oakland, last great mayor we had to me. But he pointed out to me, said Jerry Brown said before he got elected, hey, I'm going to come to Oakland, I'm going to dismantle the black political machine, and I want 30,000, however many it was, new residents in downtown. In other words, white folks. And look what's there now. He did what he wanted to do. And some Negroes who will be nameless, and and I know who you are, helped him do it. See, okay, let's keep it real. See, he didn't do that shit by himself.
And that's the thing. They always use our own people to get us, man. That's what kills me, man. Man, that's what kills me every time. They always use our own people. And then a lot of times, too, they use our own people to spread their message and their word and try to get our people to believe it. But you got some of our people that will take some money or whatever they want. As long as you give them a little something, you have people talking about racism don't exist. When I see a black man that's over 50 years old that say racism don't exist, I be want to put my foot in the bottom of his ass.
He need to be shagged.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, and I'm gonna admit something, big bro. I supported Jerry Brown for years when he came to Oakland because I'm one of those people that say actions speak louder than words. The actions that I saw from him was different than the other candidates. And that's why I support him. Because usually when motherfuckers come around, they got bodyguards and shit, and they come and trying to get your thing. He was coming down there by himself.
He was walking
in the hoods, like on Milton and shit, Meade Street, going by himself. Back then, Milton and Meade, over there in the West. You didn't just go over there. You know what I'm saying? He got jumped. He got his ass whooped. And he came back the next day by himself again, still campaigning. And I was like, if this man got this kind of heart, I can fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? But see, and that's why I fucked with him at that time. And then also, when he got elected, he would be out there. And that's what I miss about Jean Quan. I thought she was a good mayor. She was always in the community. You would always see her out and
I'll
shit.
give her a little shade, a little break. Let me tell you where Jerry Brown fucked up with me. I'm going to just keep it real. I ain't got nothing to hide.
Yeah.
So, when my daughter was murdered in 97, a few months after that, we had our first march right on the spot where she was killed, right across from the Climbers, 26 of murder. We had, by estimates, close to 2,000 people out there.
Wow.
Barbara Lee was there. LoEshe Harris blocked off the whole street. We had a big old stage.
I remember that.
We had lights and shit. So this punk anyway, he was trying to get elected. But before the thing, I made a speech. I didn't even let Barbara Lee speak. Because I feel like this is a march for people who lost their kids. Yeah. And I told all the politicians, I said, hey man.
There's a photo out for them.
Yeah, I said, hey, and I'll show you the picture of that motherfucker in front. So I said, all the politicians, we ain't here for no votes. You gonna march behind the families who had their children murdered.
Exactly.
So this is how this motherfucker works. So the march started, we got the drummers and shit, and we got holding up the lights. This motherfucker was literally hiding in the bushes waited for the march to start, and then came in the front like he was leaving. So I grabbed him. I said, "Hey, man." I said, "Hey, partner. This ain't no Tarzan bullshit, Joe." So,
he swung in the front.
Yeah, he swung.
Hey,
I'll show you the picture,
man. I'll show you the picture.
I ain't folding it off. I'm gonna show you the picture.
Hey, that's some tail shit though. That's some shit. That's some shit I'll do right there. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, I grabbed him. I said, "Wait a minute, man. Did you hear what I said before?" He goes, "Yeah, I know, but I'm here to support you now." I said, "Well, look, man. I know you're gonna win, but when you get in, motherfucker, and I come to you to support the LoveLife Foundation, I'm not gonna have your ass evicted right now because I had the FOI and so everybody. I had East Oakland Motorcycle Club. We had the East Oakland Motorcycle Club, the police, and the FOI all doing security together.
I remember that.
So I could have had his ass excavated.
The streets was deep that day in the West. It was deep. I remember that shit.
I said, "Dude, when you get in, do bye-bye." And then the motherfucker turned the shoulder. So I got no love for the wood.
I feel you on that, man.
You know, you gonna try to use my loved one's demise to further your political career, and then not come do with your promise.
Exactly.
Oh no, not on my watch, partner.
Exactly. It's some bullshit. And see, I was doing a comedy skit. I'm gonna release it later about that same shit because it's the election year. And it's gonna be about basically the same thing. When they running for the campaign, the politicians promise all this shit, and I'm gonna be promising hell of shit on the video. But then when I win an election, motherfuckers don't answer the phone, nothing. They act like you don't even exist.
They disappear on your ass.
There's a city council person. They used to be a city council person. I was supported them. I was organizing parties for them, everything. You know what I'm saying? Man. And then when they got elected, I called them. I wouldn't get no phone calls back. And then I ran into them at a function, right? They was there. It was like $200 a plate function. I was in there. He showed up, tried to act like he didn't know me.
Wow.
I'm like, man, I did all that work on your campaign. I was by your side the whole time. I ain't even in your district, and I was supporting you. I'm in a whole nother district and I was supporting you, trying to get you in there because I felt like we needed more people that was like him.
Right.
Motherfucker act like he ain't even know me.
That's how they do it, dog.
Twice. And I reminded him of who I was. Oh, and then he ran into him again at City Hall. He act like he didn't know me again. I was like, I'm done. Fuck
yeah, man, a politician is only afraid of one thing, and that's not getting reelected.
Exactly.
So when they run in their campaign, you got to pimp them in, get whatever you need. Yep. Man, we was talking about Oakland, and I was talking to these youngsters. I mean, they in their 30s, they youngsters to me. Mm-hmm. And I was just telling them how.
They all like my age.
I was explaining, I don't want people to, like you, youngster. Yeah, exactly. I was telling them about Doggy Diner. And how the pimps and the Macs. Yeah. I was fascinated. And I told them, like, the pimp hoe game was on a different, because the hoes looked like Holly Berry. I mean, they was fun. Man, I fell in love every day. I would ride my bike down there, me and my boys. I was like 8 years old. Like I always say, they say Tarzan was dropped in the jungle raised by gorillas. I was dropped in Doggy Diner and raised by pimp. You feel me? But I used to be buying fries and I'll never forget this triple OG. I can't remember the dude's name. He was a marvelous pimp. And I was sitting there and he saw I was just fascinated. He said, "Yeah, young blood. How many of these bras?"
Speak up so they can hear you.
He said, "Yeah, young blood. How many of these bras you think I'm fucking?" And I was, I didn't know the game. I'm saying, all of them? He said, "No, sir. See her, that's my bottom. So these other bras, I just give them the threat of dick. From the threat of dick. That fucked me up. You mean it's a threat? Man, this shit, boy, I got that shit. That opened me up for all.
Open up your mind.
Hey, man.
I'm telling you, growing up on the streets of Oakland, you get game that you can't get nowhere. That's super game.
Your pussy could be in barrel. I ain't gotta take none. I ain't gotta do nothing. But the threat is always there.
The threat was imminent.
It's imminent. That's it. The imminent threat. The threat of dick. How's it go?
Hey, big brother, we're gonna take a quick break and read some of the comments real quick. Okay, we got Did It Hurt, who was the guest last night. He say, "Fucking that pizza up."
Hilarious.
We got Yolanda. She said, "What about the juke joint in West Oakland?" Oh yeah. Yep. Esther. She talking about Esther.
Esther.
Then we was little when Esther was out.
It's Orbit Road.
Yeah, Orbit Road. We was little up in there. We used to stand outside.
Yep.
Little kids. Like, I was like 8, 9 years old, and they was doing jazz and everything up in Estes. They was a party up in there.
I got one for you, the East Mount 4 Theaters.
Yep. And see, and then did it? She said, I went to Sweet Jimmy's. Yolanda said that. Did it hurt? Say, still drinking that Milagro? See, you say, oh yeah. Did it hurt with the Milagro? Show the people that bottle, Drake.
Shout out.
Did it hurt? What I do last night? We fucking it up too. She say, you ever catch my ass at apartment C?
Hilarious. That's still there, right?
Yeah, that's still there.
Did it hurt? That's my boy from the shop, but he in the he town now. You know what I'm saying? He town converted now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this is a segment of the show where once again for y'all we here chilling, special edition. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm up there looking down there too. I need to be looking over here at this camera. With
rubbed off on you.
with the legend, you know what I'm saying? My big brother Donald Lacy. You know what I'm saying? Let's give it up for him one more time, right? Sound effects.
Hilarious.
You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
But this is a segment of the show where we go to what we call Dre Thoughts, where Dre Drizzle, Drizzle Washington, Dre the janitor, Dre the stripper, Dre the hog, gives his thought of the day. What's your thought for the day, Dre?
I always said anytime I get my little segment, and our brothers, man, especially what you just were saying, brothers need to share knowledge with other brothers, man. Share love and knowledge with other brothers, man. It's a time we need to uplift each other, man. Anytime a time is most, man. 2020, they trying to get rid of us, man.
Real talk.
Slowly but surely, they trying to get rid of us. One way or another, they going to either kill us or they going to try to make us gay. Or they want us to be transgender. They want, it's some kind of program they trying to do to off us as the black man.
You speaking that truth now?
They want us to be a stink, man, after a while. After a while, they're going to be looking around like, where's the niggas at? Where's the black man at? They want, and believe me, they want us one way or another. They trying to, like my boy say, man, it's a society in rock. The hunt is on, and they want you.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean? They out for us, man. So let's keep us going, man. Keep the history of us going, man, and share love, share black wealth, and just keep it pushing, man.
Real
You
talk,
know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
Real talk. Hey, and that was similar to your thought last night. You got any other thoughts?
Oh man, and my other thought, man, I guess let's keep the town alive, man. Like, old school history of the town, man, I feel like it's being lost, man. And now these youngsters walking around here, man, with no respect. Man, we gotta at least teach the youngsters respect, and if they don't want to respect us, man, we gotta show them how to respect us. Because the OGs back in our day, I just had respect when I walked out the house the way my parents raised me.
That's right.
And I respected the OGs because if you didn't, they would put you in your place.
That's right.
And that's the problem. We don't put them in the place most of the time.
It's a lot of these parents scared to be parents nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
I mean, you ain't supposed to be scared of your kid.
Yeah.
I look at it like this. The day I be scared of my kid is the day I gotta kill my kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'd rather kill my kid than to live being scared of my kid.
Hey man, let
Real
me tell
talk.
you something. That's beautiful to spit right there, because I was raised by men. My father was in the house. My uncles and my father's friends was like I raised up on my daddy one time.
Yeah.
One time, because he never hit my mama, and he told me never put hands on a woman, and I never have, never will. But they was getting in a heated argument. And I tried to step in the middle.
It's always
16,
man,
right? I'm trying to step in the middle.
Yep.
So all I remember is seeing him look at me and he did like this. Next thing I know, he was headed to the trunk. And then Mama said, "You better run!" And then I remember I was running down the streets as he was getting to the truck.
How the song go?
I saw the truck over. I heard my mama say, "Don't kill him, Don. Don't kill him." And luckily, my partner to this day was driving up, and I jumped in the back seat. And to show you how cold it was, my grandfather, rest in peace, 6 months passed. He lived in Ohio. He came out all week and was like, "Boy, my only grandson, we gonna kick it." So Saturday, he said he bought everybody tickets to go see the Temptations at the Circus. It's gonna be just me and you. We gonna kick it. So I'll never forget, man. I'm sitting there eating this shit, and the door closed. He grabbed me by my neck and picked me up and said, "Let me tell you something, little nigga." You ever raise up on your daddy again, I'll put you 6 feet under. Wham!
That's Pawpaw. That's Pawpaw.
I'm not gonna lie. I shit on myself.
That is Pawpaw.
But see what I'm saying? Like what you're saying.
Yeah.
I was out of pocket.
Yeah.
So I had that check coming.
Yeah.
Grandpa did it though.
He did it.
Yeah.
Grandpa did it.
He did it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, that's what's needed now.
Yes, sir.
And stop. And see, this is what I tell people too. What has happened is, we the minority, black folks are the minority in a white society. This is predominantly white country. This is a white country. America is a white country, straight up.
Yes, sir.
And we trying to, but the problem is a lot of the black parents over the last couple of generations are trying too hard to adapt and trying to assimilate into like the white society. Certain things your white counterparts do, like not counterparts, but the white folks do in this country that we can't do.
Real talk.
You see what I'm saying? Because our kids are made differently. Black kids are different. And even if your kids are mixed, if they raised with a white father around or a black father around a black mother,
find it.
they need to know.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. See the white boy trying to lead the march. I knew I'd find it. I've been
You found it right there.
Right there. There he is.
Right there.
There it is.
JB right there. But the thing is, you have to still maintain, and that's why I hate too, big bro. Like, I have a lot of friends from different parts of the world. You know what I'm saying? I have family from Mexico, I'm fluent in Spanish, everything. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things that I hate is when people come here from other countries, first generation or whatever, second generation, and they come and leave their culture behind because they get so hung up in trying to assimilate in American society.
Right.
They leave their culture behind, and they teach their kids, oh no, don't do that. You're American now. Don't speak Spanish or don't speak Italian. Don't do this. Just speak English and I hate that shit.
Real talk.
Maintain your fucking culture, because as black people had our languages stripped.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We don't even know where the fuck we came from or what. And the other thing is this, I'm just now finding out in the past like 5 years that black folks was already here.
Yeah.
With the natives.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? We weren't brought over here on slave ships, not all of us.
That's true.
Most of us was already here. And the land was taken from us and then enslaved and all that, already here. And so the fact that our shit was stripped and you still got yours somewhat, hold on to that shit and pass it down to your kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's what creates respect. You know what I'm saying? Amongst a kid can't respect nothing in this American society because Americans don't want you to have respect. America wants there to be chaos in your household. It wants to be chaos in your communities. That's how they control us.
Yeah.
So when you teach your kids at home, you know what I'm saying, stop all that bullshit. Teach your kids at home how to respect you and respect themselves, and it'll permeate throughout the community. Don't try to worry about what Sally Mae and them doing on the other side of town in the suburbs, because you can't be like them. I know on TV they make it look good, but you got to be you. And I ain't saying you can't be like them like they better. There ain't nobody better than nobody. We all humans. We all the same on the same level. They want to have a good family just like we do. Everybody, we all together. We all the same. Stop buying into that division shit. But what I'm saying is, when you got white skin in America, there's other benefits that come along with that black folks don't have. So you have to raise your kids accordingly, understanding that. That's all I wanted to say. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man,
so that was a good point there.
the hell with Libby Shaft, you ought to take her spot.
Hey,
Why don't you take Libby's spot, man? She ain't doing nothing but keeping the chair warm.
if the people give me the vote, I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go in there.
Yeah.
I'll take all that money, just like she doing.
Oh, get it.
I'll bring, instead of getting rid of all the programs like she did that help our folks,
Right?
I'll reinstitute them. We got a phone call.
Oh, I thought that was the doorbell.
That's did it hurt.
Yeah.
I forgot to turn the thing on.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for calling the monthly weekly show. Caller, what's your name? What's your name, caller?
Hello?
Hello, caller, what's your name?
Oh, don't worry about that. Just tell that nigga with the white t-shirt, that tight white t-shirt, Acme. Take it off.
Hilarious.
What? Hey, turn your volume down. Turn your volume down. You got an echo over here.
What's your name, Barbara?
And he hung up.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Whoever that was. But matter of fact, since we got it open, we open it up for the callers. Call the number you see on the screen, or it ain't on the screen. Call 833-ACE-ACE-4. That's 833-223-2234. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can ask our guest of the night, the legend Donald Lacy, question about, or ask any of us questions about what we've been talking about. If you remember what we've been talking about, call with your memory about the town. We talking about town business tonight.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all remember the Coliseum Drive-In, though? Oh, man.
I missed out on that. I remember driving by.
We used to run along the freeway and try to see what was playing on the screen.
Yeah, man.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Hopefully they was showing a titty or something.
Yeah.
We ain't just getting out of church.
It went down up in there, man.
They had that one in Alameda, too.
Right.
But the one that
was on the Island Auto movie.
When you come out to two, we used to be
the
right
Island
there.
Auto movie. That was it. Yeah, man, the driver used to be
Coliseum was
the joint,
big.
man. You bring them bad boys back.
I remember when I was super little, my cousins, they were older, and they were like teenagers already, so they'll go out on dates, but they used to be mad because they had to take me and shit, because I was one of the younger cousins, and I used to be like witnessing all that bullshit. Hold on.
Buddy.
Thank you for calling the monthly weekly show. What's your name, caller?
I like his plaid pajamas.
Hilarious.
You gonna make me so.
Hey, you know I gotta be comfortable in talking in these studios, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, nah, but y'all on some real shit though, man. It's good to see you, brother. It's good to see you, man. And I know your history a little bit, man. And it's good to see you come down and bless the brothers with your presence, man. And just continue doing what you're doing, man. You're gonna bless us. And as far as the young people, it is the OG's fault if we don't step the game up. You know what I mean? And if we don't step the game up, the youngsters are going to continue to do what they want to do think that it's okay to do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my take on it. This didn't hurt.
Right off, get it hurt, man. We knew that was you, man.
Hey, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, y'all. I gotta go.
Fam.
Hey, you almost killed me over here, man.
Hey, but he got, that's the point, man.
And that's real
talk.
talk.
When I go speak to youngsters in schools and stuff, in jail, I always apologize for my generation. Because I feel like that crack cocaine took my generation out. They dropped the baton. My daddy and my granddaddy, they would have never fell for the okie doke like we did.
Yep.
So I always apologize. And, somebody told me, the reason a lot of these young brothers started shooting people that look like them, because they mad they didn't have a father.
Yep.
So they want to take it out on the closest thing that look like they daddy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if you think about it, it had a point, because the crack cocaine, which, look up Dark Alliance, the United States government deliberately put that shit in our community.
Yep.
Freeway Rick Ross didn't even know he was working for the CIA when he was distributing crack cocaine that funded illegal wars in Nicaragua to overthrow the government that the United States under Ronald punk-ass Reagan didn't like. So, okay, it was a design and all that, but we still went, but that's where the prison industrial complex all started under the so-called first black president, Bill Clinton.
Exactly.
It was more black men incarcerated under his regime than ever before in history prior to that. So we got to look at history, man. And like the brother just said, it's really on us to really school these youngsters.
It really is.
And teach them the right way.
And that's why I'm always, anybody that know me, ever since I was a teenager, I've been an avid student of history, especially U.S. history, and I know world history too, but because I understood at a young age that history repeats itself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the thing is, when I see stuff going on, I'm like, there that game go again. You know what I mean? And people fall for it so quick because it's always that shock moment that gets them. Like 9/11, for example. People saw, 9/11, I'm like, this is part of the same game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I say, them ain't nobody from overseas come over here and blow up them buildings. I'm like, that was an internal job that did that. And later on, we start finding out that all the things that led up to that moment was shady. Like the night before, we talked about this, I think, on the show before. They had all the security, everybody leave the buildings the night before, and it was U.S. military and CIA all them up in the building, and they was planting all these. Later on, we found out they was planting little miniature, nuclear little miniature bombs, explosives or whatever. And then the day after that happened, they had the engineer to do that. Engineered those twin towers on the news. I think it was CNN, and he was like, "There's no way that could have happened. There's no way those airplanes did that." He was telling the truth about it because he say there's the metal that those twin towers was made with. And there's no plane fuel that can get hot enough to melt them down. The buildings came straight down like this. Yeah. That was a demolition. There was no plane. The plane came, he said there was no way. And then the next day, after that, he went back on and recanted the story because they got a hold of him. Told him to shut the fuck up if you want to see your whole family alive, basically.
They do that kind of shit.
And so, and I tell people like, how you know, boo? I'm like, look, rewind the tape back 100 years before. Okay, when all the world empires, United States, Spain, and all of them was jockeying for position, and they was all getting ready to go to war and jockey for position before the Spanish-American War. The same thing is just like when Bush then was like, we want to go to war, get that oil. I mean, we want to go to war because of terrorists over there. And then the people was like, we don't want no more war. We're done. And so they did that, and the people were like, oh, we got to get revenge. Let's go to war. Now everybody down. They did that shit back in before the Spanish-American War, like 100-something years ago. They said, we want to go to war with Spain. Because Spain, back in the day, had all the territory around the world. Because for 500 years, they was pillaging and doing all that bullshit. And so people was like, no. Then all of a sudden, they blew up this Navy ship that killed all of these sailors. And they said the Spaniards did that. So, we got to go to war to get revenge. Next thing you know, we go to war. The United States win the war, take over the Philippines, Cuba, all the Caribbean, all those territories. And then Spain basically was relegated with just Spain left. You know what I'm saying? With a few little islands here and there. Dominican Republic, all that. The United States got all that, but then they so-called gave them their independence.
Well, you know the Iraq thing you're talking about, you know what the original title, they changed this to Operation Iraqi Freedom because they realized the first title they came out with Operation Iraqi Liberation, but that's the acronym for oil. And then they said, oh shit, we stalled on ourselves. So then they changed it to Operation Iraqi Freedom.
They had to change
So you on point, little bro, because that's what it's always about with these white devils. It's always about the green.
Greed.
That's all they understand.
And that's the thing too. They always use greed against us, our people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what kills me when our people want to fall for it. That's the problem with us. And I always tell people, just look at our history, man. The Tuskegee experiment, if they don't tell you nothing about us, how they do us, that's just part of it. From slavery to the Tuskegee experiment. I can go on and on. But we shouldn't trust shit about the government when it comes to us, our people, man.
And let me make this clear, too. For all of those who's watching who are not black and you think we saying something that's racist because my big brother said white devil, what he's referring to is the evil motherfuckers. We ain't talking about the average white people like us that go to work and all that. Because even with that, that's why I said earlier, we all in the same boat. They just say that white, black shit to try to divide us. We really all in the same. He's talking about the elites, the motherfuckers that's doing all this evil shit.
Exactly.
That's who he's referring to.
The less than 1% who own all the wealth.
Thank you.
Them is the white devil.
They the white devils. Not you, not the white lady that's going to work every day, work beside me, and we go to the same grocery store. He's talking about the motherfuckers that you will never even see out in public.
And not the white lady I'm going over her house.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, not the white lady that be giving me reach arounds and shit. Not her. Not him. No.
Hilarious.
Not Becky.
And then speaking of Black History, it's Black History Month. We would be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to Black Wall Street. I don't know if you saw this a few weeks ago.
Oh man.
They found a mass grave
Bro,
Right? Did you see that? It was on 60
I
Minutes.
didn't see it.
They found a mass grave of the people that was killed in Black Wall Street in Tulsa, and it was literally they ended up counting about 400 or 500 bodies that had never been counted.
Look,
oh my God!
So they totally underestimated the amount of black lives that was lost when they was jealous of the black wealth that was generated by Black Wall Street.
Big bro, I've been trying to educate people about that for over a decade, and people don't want to listen to me. People think I'm saying what I'm saying is a myth or something I made up. Look. And that's why when black folks say, man, black folks
make a movie about that too.
Absolutely,
they made no movie about that.
No. We don't need to make a movie about it because it shouldn't be in Hollywood. Hollywood, all they gonna do is to fuck it up the way they did the Nat Turner story.
Well, they don't gotta do it. Fuck, I ain't talking about Hollywood doing it, but that's a story that should be. Our people should see that, man.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people ain't even enlightened about that Black Wall Street, man.
Let me tell you, I always tell people about this because black folks quick to say, man, black folks, we can't never get together. We can't do this. No, you can't do it in America.
Right.
Because when you do it in America, they're going to destroy what you do. And think about this, big bro. We're talking about Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1920. And for those of you who don't understand the context of what I'm saying, 1920, airplanes wasn't even really supposed to exist yet. The Wright brothers were still trying airplanes out, allegedly. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, they destroyed. It was a predominantly black city where basically Wall Street modeled themselves off of Tulsa, Oklahoma, what black folks was doing. Black Wall Street. That's where it started. The Wall Street in New York ain't the first Wall Street. The one in Tulsa, Oklahoma was the first one. So now, we talking about black millionaires. We talking about millionaires in 1920. Millionaires. A millionaire back then is like almost being a half a billionaire today. So you need to understand how powerful these black folks was with the money. Now, the other thing that happened was they destroyed that city, burnt it down. They flew over the city and dropped bombs on the city, big bro. Bombs. Now, I ain't seen the special you talking about, but from me reading history and doing my research and finding out about this, they dropped bombs when airplanes wasn't even really supposed to have existed then. So that lets you know that the evil motherfuckers, big brother, we referring to, they're always 25 to 30 years ahead of us. And like my best friend, his dad called him Uncle Morris. He said, if you ever seen something on TV or a movie, it's already existed at least 25 to 30 years. It's already existed. So now we understand that. They had airplanes dropping bombs in 1921. Okay? 1921.
Hundreds of people.
No, thousands.
Thousands. Well, you know, and a lot of people don't realize that's what the Gap Band is singing about. They ain't singing about no love affair. When they say you dropped a bomb on me, I won't forget it. They singing about Tulsa. They singing about Black Wall Street. See, a lot of people thought that was a love song. Broad blue. I won't forget it. See, that's what they talking about. It's a cold game, man. In fact, I mean, the U.S. has done so much shit, but two that really don't get talked about how they did us real dirty was two. The Philadelphia move thing, right? And here's the thing, don't forget, it was a black mayor and a black police chief in charge. Where they bombed that house, them revolutionaries killed men, women, and children, and let it burn. And then let which was a black neighborhood, they let all the houses in, and they told the fire, they stopped the fire trucks from going in. Right? And the mayor, Wilson Good, a brother, was the mayor. And then the other one, and Dick Gregory pulled my coat on this, rest in peace, the Atlanta child murders. If you think that Wayne Williams killed all them people, man, I got some swampland in my back pocket. Come
on, man. Come on.
Now here's
I got some organic ice cubes I want to sell you right now.
Come on, bro.
For $5 a case.
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
And here's what Dick Gregory, I wrote a play about it. I was a student. I was a student at San Francisco State, and I'll never forget, this was in the height of the shit was going on. And if you remember, you know, they had a task force, 28 murders, right? But then Dick Gregory brought the evidence, showed around a 2.5 year period at that time, it was 204 unsolved murders of mostly black young men and boys. Now, where was this happening? Atlanta, Georgia. What's in Atlanta, Georgia? The CDC. Why was they doing it? Because they found out the white blood cells of young black men was the best way to synthesize a cancer cell retardant drug called interferon.
Ooh.
And that shit was damn near 300,000-400,000 a pint.
Ooh.
So the CDC was doing, and now if you remember, they had bat patrols of brothers once the shit hit to keep the youngsters from getting killed. But here's the thing. They was getting them because a lot of them were police officers. So they was picking the kids up.
Man.
Police officers by day and part of the Ku Klux Klan by night.
Right.
So that was a code. Man, they killed hundreds of our babies and they put it on this brother.
Put it on that brother, man.
Because of some carpet fibers.
Man.
Remember?
Yeah.
They didn't convict him over no witness. A carpet that everybody damn in Atlanta. And here's the part that really got cold people to remember. He was on trial for 2 adult murders. But halfway through the trial, they said, wait a minute. We found these carpet fibers on 10 of these kids. Then they don't even do that in Perry Mason's, bro. You on trial for 2 of these. Hey, wait a minute, let's throw these up at 10 on these. Come on, man.
That's
so we bought some bullshit on that, man, straight up.
But hey, and the other thing about it is this. Like I always tell a lot of my white friends and all that, don't think it applies only to black people. They're gonna come after you next.
Yeah, poor white folks, anybody that ain't got money, they coming after you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the monthly weekly show, caller. What's your name?
Hey, real quick, this didn't hurt. I just wanted to say one more time, share some history to y'all. So me and my wife went to Las Vegas, and we went to the Titanic Museum.
Yes, sir.
Right? And when we went to the Titanic Museum, for one, we saw one of the passengers was a second class passenger, and he was a black man with wife and kids, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why he was able to be second class, because whatever ship he was on, he made the last second to go onto the Titanic, right? Now, mind you, when the Titanic sunk, they had the list of casualties, the names of everything from first class, second class, to the chefs, right? And I think it was like 1,000 and some people that died, right? Yeah. But did you know that 891 of those people that died were black? And on that list, they didn't say they were black, white, or anything. They referred them as others, and that was cold-blooded. And everything else, as far as everybody else. But when the remaining 891 that passed away, that sunk with the ship, they knew their names, but they referred them as others. You know what I mean? That's deep. That's deep, bro.
Wow, that's super deep. And then when you watch the movies, it's always white people.
So I gotta go to bed.
Man.
Real talk, bro.
All right, y'all. So that's all I wanted to say, man.
Hey, thank you very much for that call, Did It Hurt, man? We appreciate you, Buzz, man.
Info, man.
Appreciate you.
Damn.
That's deep.
Yeah, right on. I'll be calling next week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hey, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, right on, bro.
Right on. Have a good night, man.
And another one I want to mention, since it's Black History Month, but I celebrate it all year round, the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. People don't understand how raw that brother was. He had the Black Star Line back in 1914, I believe. The gross wealth, the net wealth of that was like $4-5 million. All right? And the U.S. government destroyed him, ruined him, planning shit about him, deported him, did all that because he had an economic base for black folks over $4 or $5 million in 1914. Like you say, that's about $1 billion right now. Back then, to have that juice.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Juice.
Yeah.
And see, the other thing about, I tell people too, Marcus Garvey was setting it up to where black folks can leave in an exodus and go back to the motherland, go back to Africa and just leave America. And they stopped that. And I tell people always hear that, go back to where Africa, all that bullshit when people be saying racist, ignorant shit. Which what you don't understand is the people who control this country, they don't want black folks to leave. Because if all black folks left America, America would be done. Like, America wouldn't last another year after black folks leave. Yeah. Because the creativity that black folks leave, but also the main thing is they'll lose the power. Yeah. Because the people who control this country, in order for them to keep the control, they have to oppress somebody.
Real talk.
And black folks are the minority. That's why they keep the numbers down in the population of black people at about 5%. And the reason why we only make up 5% of the population is because half of us are in jail. So it's anywhere fluctuates between 10 to 12% in this country. But half of us are in jail, period. So right off top, that takes us down to 5 to 6% of the entire population of this country. So therefore, you oppressing us, it keeps everybody else in line. It keeps the white folks in line. It keeps the Latinos, everybody else in line, because they feel like it's the same oppressive mindset. You see what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we gonna beat the slave, so it keep everybody else going. That's why I'm trying to tell white people that's racist, black people that's racist, Latinos that's racist, don't buy into that racist bullshit. We all the same. They trying to just keep us divided because they know once we get together, we can take the power back from them.
Real talk.
You see what I'm saying? But they think, oh, you fucking nigger and They think because you go down on somebody black like that, then that means you doing something. You trying to fit in with them. They don't love you. They don't give a fuck about you. If you don't believe me, ask a motherfucker that went to war and came back with one ball and see what they say.
Damn.
He got one left nut, blind in both eyes, and missing one arm. Ask him what the army did for him. A motherfucking thing. And shout out to all the soldiers out there. I respect all the soldiers that serve, because a lot of them don't know until they get over there. And the reason why I know, I had 4 uncles that served in Nam. They all said the same thing. It's bullshit. Because they treat you like shit when you come back home. The medical benefits is shit. They don't pay you shit. My uncle had to work. We just lost my last uncle last year.
Rest in peace, Uncle Bobby.
Rest in peace, Uncle Bobby Joe. He was the last uncle we had left. And they did him dirty.
He was a vet?
He was a vet.
Yeah.
He was a vet. And I don't even want to say everything, but basically they trying to leave a bill on my cousin, his daughter. You know what I'm saying?
That's dirty, man.
And he served in Nam, man.
That's dirty.
Came back with issues from Nam and everything. So fuck all that bullshit. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to get too serious about it, whatever. But we on the topic.
That's your family.
This is real shit. And that's why I'm trying to tell everybody, we all need to love each other, like my brother, like Dre just said. We need to all love each other. Don't be buying into that racial divide bullshit. Because what we talking about is the elite motherfuckers that's fucked up. They the devils. You know what I'm saying? They the ones that's doing this shit.
Hey man, there's only one race, the human race.
Exactly.
Black folks, even the Bible and history, this is one of the few things scientists and historians and biblical philosophers agree on, that life began in the Bible is called the Fertile Crescent, Mesopotamia. That's Africa all day. All day. First human form to walk came from there. And every other race was derived from black, right? So really, you know, we all from the same tree, it's just different branches. Yeah. So this whole thing of get people hating and this and that and all that, when we have way more in common than we do differently. You know, we like a little Red Devil hot sauce on our chicken. You don't. That ain't no reason to get mad. We both eating chicken. We just like to have a Red Devil hot sauce. Exactly. That's all it is, bro. But we cool.
We put that shit on everything.
That's why Meghan and Harry left the palace. The queen was talking shit.
Real talk.
Oh, but she put hot sauce on everything. Must she play her music so loud?
And she one of the motherfuckers we talking about too. She shady bitch. She killed his mama. That was a hit.
And because she was with a brother that was damn near black. He was a Middle Eastern brother.
Yep.
And the legend has it she was pregnant with the brother's baby.
Yep. And for them, that's tainting the royal blood. I'm telling you.
That's real talk.
That was a hit. And I'm trying to tell you this. And the thing about Princess Di, we talked about her a little bit on the Kobe show too. Princess Di was always in Africa doing good work and trying to uplift that continent and the people there. She was hugging babies with flies on them and everything. And the other thing Princess Di was doing, she was constantly exposing that royal elitist
bullshit.
Evil bullshit that they was
to
doing
Harry
to the
and-
people.
and his son.
Because
That's
she was a
right.
revolutionary.
That's right.
Princess Diana was a revolutionary just like the rest of them. She was a revolutionary.
And that's why she had to go. In fact,
They killed her for that.
she was going to do what Meghan and Harry did. See, she was going to divorce herself from all that royal bullshit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then, plus the fact she allegedly had that black baby in her. Hey, that was too much.
And that's another thing. Don't get it twisted. And they try to divide Africa. That's not Africa. That's the Middle East. No, that's Africa.
Yeah.
Okay? All them brothers up there with the light skin and the hair and all that, that's Africa too. All that's Africa. And I read this book. It's funny what you were saying earlier about how everything came from Africa. It's totally true because I read this book like 15 years ago. It was written by this sports writer. But he did like 10 years of research. And he started doing the research because he wanted to figure out initially why did black men jump so high and white dudes can't. That was his whole purpose of starting the research. And after he started doing the research, it's basically like talks about the whole biology of how your body adapts to different environments. And I try to tell people that Asians, Chinese, all of them, they all black too. I said, all you got to do is look at their face. Some of them still got the nose like us. Yeah. Only difference is their eyes are slanted and they were typically shorter. Because when they migrated out of Africa, China is one of the oldest, and Japan, those are the oldest civilizations outside of Africa. We talking about 5,000, 6,000 years old. When they migrated out there, it was a lot colder. So when you're in a colder environment, your body will get shorter because the closer you are to the ground, the more your body generates that heat. And their eyes got slanted to take away from a lot of the sunlight so they wouldn't blind themselves. And their skin got lighter because they needed more vitamin D, so their body could absorb more vitamin D. And the white folks migrated over to Asia first. Then they went over to Europe. You see what I'm saying? And they ended up with this pointier nose because it's a lot of oxygen in the air there back then. So their nose got pointier so their body wouldn't absorb too much oxygen. Because you absorb too much oxygen, it can mess up your brain. That's why they got pointier noses, a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And their skin got lighter because a lot of them were in caves and stuff like that. And up in higher altitudes, higher latitudes, I should say, where you don't get as much sun. So it's all part of that. So in the end, we all the same.
Real talk.
Don't let these elite motherfuckers divide and conquer, because that's what they've been doing, the same game over and over.
You just almost recited a speech, and people can Google it. The great Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, and he pretty much said what you said of how the different races or different subcultures. They're not races, because race is a man-made construct.
There you go.
But the different subcultures of the human species evolved because of physiological and environmental conditions, right? Mm-hmm. And like you said, the Asians went this way, and then they migrated through the Sahara Desert. So there were windstorms of that sand, and they were squinting their eyes, so their eyes evolved to become slanted because of the geographical conditions that they were subjected to. Exactly. So yeah, man, you cut me, you cut a Mexican, you cut a white folk. Guess what? We all gonna bleed the same color.
Yeah, you know white. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? White paint gonna come out. No, I'm just playing. No, but real talk, and that's why it bothers me so much, because you can ask my brother. Even when we was younger, growing up in the hood, I always tried to battle that racism shit. You know what I mean? I always tried to get people together and shit. You know what I mean? Because I saw what that did to us. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Because, and that's why I hate when I see people being racist towards black people. It's like, you came from black people. Why are you racist towards black person?
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Especially Asians and like, dude, look at your nose. Your nose is more smashed than mine. Yeah. Your nose look like more like Kunta Kinte than mine. You know what I'm saying? So why you gonna be racist towards me? You know what I'm saying? You say you Kunta Chain. Kunta Chain. Hell yeah. So cut all that racism out, y'all. This is Black History Month.
Yeah.
Cut all that bullshit out and love everybody.
Love, man.
And I guarantee you, when you start teaching your kids that, stop teaching your kids to hate people and shit. You know what I'm saying? Love everybody. As comedians, we talk shit about everybody, but we do it out of love, because we all got differences, like you said, within our subcultures, That's part of our subculture. So we make fun of that shit sometimes because it's funny. But in the end, we got love for everybody.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, big bro, we appreciate you coming on the show, man.
This has been a blast, man.
Hell yeah.
You know, I appreciate y'all moving today around my travel. Because I told my little brother when I did the show a week or two ago that I was going to do it before I got out of here, get going to New York.
Oh,
and man, I'm going to hit y'all on the FaceTime from New York, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Go there,
Definitely.
you know, and hey man, I wanna go back to what my man was saying earlier, what Dre was saying about keeping this Oakland history alive.
Oh, yeah.
I think if we could do it through the LoveLife Foundation, like we
can.
do with Brother to Brother, it'll be good for cats of our generation, my generation, y'all generation, and the younger cats.
Yeah.
Just get together and chop it up. We get some food, get a little spot, and just sit and chop it up and share this history, you know, and this knowledge of Oakland and all the great stuff. I mean, the Black Panther Party for self-defense, which was the original name, started right in Oakland.
Right
You know
in
what I'm saying?
Oakland. Everything
And
started in
all over
Oakland.
the world. The culture that came out of Oakland.
Man.
You know, everything from Tower Power, Sly Stone, you go on and on, and later to the Tonys and Hammer and Short and all of that. But
Well,
we have one of the most vibrant, richest cultural histories. Oakland has always, the rest of
Always.
the world has always looked to us
Always.
for the leadership.
They don't like to give us the credit. They want to give
Exactly.
New York the credit,
Or LA,
or LA,
whatever.
Atlanta, but it always comes from
starts
Oakland.
here.
It was a motherfucker that was in Oakland, and then they went to those places and did
Exactly.
it exposed, and they got the bigger media market.
In fact, that was me
So they-
that went. No,
He was selling us out. He was leaving Oakland, going to New York, selling us out.
your boy's face got ugly. He was good. Yeah, bro. That was you.
That
bro.
was you.
That was you.
You sold that shit to KRS One, motherfucker. You sold us out. I knew KRS One didn't know nothing about
Oh, that was good.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Jay-Z got all this shit from Donald Lacy,
I'm
man.
down till I die. That's why the Raiders.
Damn.
That's why the Warriors. That's why your punk ass can't win a game.
Exactly.
You moved to the wrong side of the bridge.
Shit, bring your ass back. Bring your ass back.
Yeah.
But big bro, before we shut it down, I did want to bring up the foundation.
Yes, sir.
And I wanted to, if you're okay with it,
Absolutely.
I wanted to talk to you because a lot of people know the story. And those of you who don't know the story, go to YouTube and go to the CNN Van Jones episode where Donald Lacy was on there on the episode talking about redemption. You know what I'm saying? Redemption. And so basically, big bruh, you went over there and you basically forgave him for what happened. So before we get into that, tell us how the idea for the foundation got started.
Well, I appreciate that. It was actually my daughter's idea. Rest in peace. She was an incredible young lady. You know, I don't know if everybody knows the story how she came into the world while I was driving. One hand on her head between her mama's
Speak up a little bit
legs.
so they can
One
hear.
hand between her mama's hand, driving down 580. I was pulling and driving, pulled her out, and then she dove on the floor. She was born in the car. And so I gave her the name LoEshe, which is Igbo and Nigerian. It means love life, because I figured she loved life so much, she couldn't wait to get here. And that's who she was, man. She was a 10. She was a leader. She was a conflict resolution mediator. So a few months before she was unfortunately murdered, a young man from their neighborhood, she lived over there off 30th and between 28th and 30th and Chestnut, right by McClymonds, was killed. And she came to me and said, you know, she wanted me to help her write a play about stopping the violence, and you know, she was sick of seeing all this killing. So quite naturally, when she was murdered a few months later, that was in the summer of 97, and she was killed October 20th in 97. I stopped everything I was doing in LA, man. I was writing for BET. I was doing a lot of shit. And I just got the calling that I had to get to work with these youngsters in honoring her memory. And to be honest, that was the only way I could have survived, because, you know, I'm still devastated. Because that was my first burned child. I was the first one to lay hands on her. And, man, she was just beautiful. If you see her pictures, her
Oh, we
middle
gonna
name
put
is
it up.
Adama,
She's
which is
beautiful
daughter
inside
of
and out,
beauty.
bro.
I mean,
Yeah.
just everybody
She
loved
just
her.
light up the room, man.
Everybody loved her. In fact,
I met her when she was 13, man,
Yeah.
at a party at this girl I went to high school with named Maria Vega.
Maria, that's my
Yeah.
niece, man.
Yeah. So her
You went to
boyfriend-
school, Maria?
Yeah.
Oh, bro,
Yeah. So
I raised her.
That's
Her
when I
sister,
met.
Maria.
Yeah, that's when I met LoEshe, and now I met her at a party then. And she was 13, just a little firecracker, man.
Yeah, man.
But good people, just a sweet girl, man. And so, yeah, man, she's definitely gonna be missed.
Wow,
man.
small
high
world,
school.
man.
Yeah.
Man, Maria and
Went to
Juanita and
Mexico.
Elmer,
Yeah.
their father left them when they was little.
Oh,
So I
okay.
was like daddy to them.
Oh,
In
okay.
fact, funny story, when me and LoEshe's mom broke up when she was about 3, and I would come to pick her up, LoEshe would wait till we got in the car, and then Maria, and then would be standing outside, and then she'd look with them eyes and say, Daddy, can they go too? How can I say no? I said, you know, in the great America, so I ain't I said, get in the car. So Maria, man, they're my people, man. So, you know, that's how it all started, man. And, you know, we didn't have no money. You know, I put a lot of my savings in. I didn't have a house at the time. And we just started doing the work. You know, I got invited to the White House, Barber League, proclaimed whatever, what have you. And now, to God be the glory, every time you come to Oakland, you see Love Life on the Minter and Oakland side. And that's all her spirit. You know what I mean? So, hey. So, yeah, that's a, but getting back to dude, man, he didn't know she was in the back seat of the car that he shot in shooting the dude. He was mad. There was 4 of them. They was mad at the driver. And a few months after the murder, because we was on the news all the time, he confessed, right? And had he not confessed, he probably would have never did the time for that. So I always feel like dude had a conscience.
He did.
In fact, he used to come to the house and be in the neighborhood and playing with her when they was little.
Yep.
So I always felt like
love for
I since he confessed that he was capable of redemption. Now, it took me 21 years to look him in his face and say them 3 words.
Man.
But then that's how long it took.
Man.
And if you watched it, it was some shit they cut out, but you can see
I'm
a
pretty
few
sure
times. My lip was quivering. I wanted to jump across. I'm just being real about it.
It's a natural reaction. That's why I say, man, it was big of you, because, man, I loved your baby, man. She was good people, man. She was hella sweet, man. Anybody that came across her loved her, man.
That's real.
You felt her spirit, man. So you, that shit still hurt me to this day, man, because, you know, it's just something, once in a lifetime you meet people, and, you know, life comes and goes, but you meet people that sticks out to you.
Yes,
She's
sir.
one of those people. Her memory is always going to be forever with me, man. Even and her homegirl Tigger, man, I'm cool with me and Tiffany. Tigger was cool with her.
Yeah.
We talk about it, man. It devastated the hood, man. The people around her, man. The people that knew her, it hurt us, man. It was heartfelt,
Because
man.
everybody knew she wasn't about none of that drama.
Exactly.
She was good, you know. And then when we talking about teaching the youngsters, you know, back in the day, if we had a beef, if me and Dre had a beef, we wasn't going to involve anybody else. We was going to man to man.
And we going to handle it that way.
Even if we was at a party and the shit we'd be like, hey, man, let's step outside. We didn't want to disturb. I mean, there was rules and code to the game. But now, it's all off the books.
It's respect.
You know, she should have never got killed because some dudes was mad at some other motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they were too coward to deal with
We used to use these. Now, I won some and I lost a couple. But now, I live to the next day to do whatever the fuck I'm
going to do it again.
to tell some bitches it's a threat of dick.
Real talk.
That's what I mean. I come back to the threat. You know, right. Your pussy could be in peril. What you say? In peril. But I live to do that, right?
Real talk.
So that's what we gotta teach. And I'm gonna tell y'all, man, good brother, man. I knew. It's funny you told me that, man, because every time I see you, we always real cool over the years. I've been seeing you, but I never knew we had that connection, bro. And I always knew it was something about this cat. He was always his spirit. I was like, man, I love this dude. He cool. But now, man, that you say that. In fact, I talked to Marie. You know, they're all in Georgia now.
Oh, okay.
They've been there for years. I talk to her every few. I'm gonna tell her.
Tell her you saw Andre Henderson.
Man.
She remember, man.
That's my girl, man. They're my girl. So man, that's how it all came around.
When LoEshe was killed, man, it tore the hood up, and it still affect people to this day. Dre probably don't want me to say this, just the fact that we was talking about having you on the show last week after episode 5, Dre broke down. You know what I'm saying? Dre broke down and he was talking about how her spirit was in full detail. He's holding back right now.
Yes, sir.
But he was just talking about in full detail about how she was. She was a leader. You raised her to be a leader.
She was definitely your daughter. If they
No
know
doubt.
she was definitely your baby, man.
Let me tell you how off the
she was
chain
beautiful.
she was.
Watch the edited version. I'm gonna post up her picture. You go and if I can find a little clip or something, I'm gonna post up a clip. And around this time in the edited version, you'll see the type of you'll be able to feel her spirit off the screen. Watch the edited version when we post it back up.
She loved to make other people happy, like I do. That was her thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was her. I remember when she was like 10. I went over. We used to go to the drive-in. I said, and Maria, I call her Rosie. They was all there. So I went to the house and shit. Before I said, baby, what you want to bring? She said, oh, daddy, I'm making chicken. She 10. I fried some chicken. Burn. I got it together. Just bring some sodas. I said, okay, cool, mommy, I got you. So I had a cooler about that size. Then I see her come out this house with this little small cooler. I said, well, baby girl, you told me to bring the soda. She said, don't worry about it, daddy. I got it. So we get to the Coliseum, my fucking thing, and all of a sudden, whoosh, she opened the cooler and steam fills up the window. I said, mommy, what kind of opera? She said, I got hot water so the hot dogs wouldn't shrivel up. I said, that's her. She didn't want to serve no shriveled up hot dogs. She was she was 10 years old, man. So,
that's beautiful, man. That is beautiful, man. LoEshe is beautiful.
That's why I really believe her mission, the way she came in the world and went out, her mission and this love like movement. It's a movement. It's a love evolution we in. We all love it. That's her legacy.
Yeah.
That's why she was born. And there's an African proverb that says that before a child is born in the other dimension, they choose their parents. And I believe that. And I think she chose me to do what I did. To set that example. So I can lay my head at night and know that her life and her death served a purpose.
That's right.
And now I've been seeing this man for years, and I didn't even know he knew my baby, and we had that connection. You feel me?
They was
close, man. That CNN posted that video. Somebody showed it. 15 million people have seen it.
Yeah.
I got a letter from a dude.
I gotta tell you, man, that was big of you to
I had to
that dude, man.
I had to do it
because that shit would have ate you up. I can only imagine that shit would have ate you up.
And it was eating me up,
man.
Because I'm gonna tell you, the night it happened, everybody was offering to push that button.
I can only imagine.
I ain't gonna mention them.
No, you gotta say
that. Listen,
lined up.
I put the word out after I talked to my grandpa. Because first I was about that. I was like, oh no, you took out my loved one. No. But the last person I talked to was my grandmother. The night it happened, 7 in the morning. Man, I'll never forget it. She lived to be almost 102, LoEshe's great-grandmother. She told me what the devil meant for evil, God was going to turn to good. And then I thought about how LoEshe a few months earlier, had told me she wanted to take that pain and anger that her friend was killed and do something positive. I put the word out. Don't touch them dudes. The word went to the shot callers in the pen. Man. Okay? Put the word on the street. Lacy say, I didn't want that on her ledger. I didn't want no revenge on her ledger. I wanted something good on her ledger. That's how it all came down.
She wouldn't have wanted
that. She wouldn't have wanted that.
That's just her, man.
Exactly, man.
She was all love. Man, that's what she was.
She was all love, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
She was all love, man. Wow, man. Dre, man. Bro. Hey, man. We brothers for life, man. And we always been. That's so funny, man, because I never knew that connection.
Yeah, man.
I always knew it was something about whenever
together and everything.
Man.
Dre. One of the things Dre said last week, he said he saw her a couple of hours before it happened because she was at the bus stop.
Yeah.
And Dre, I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Yeah.
No, I just chopped it up.
Tell me what you said.
That's where she got picked up at, Rose, at that bus stop.
And I was asking her if she needed a ride, and she was like, "No, I'm cool." And she just, it was
Cause she was pissed.
She was pissed about something. She was crying about something. And then I was like, girl, stop. I was like, man, don't be sweating that bullshit. I was like, you too pretty to be crying. And she smiled. And that was my last time seeing her.
Wow.
And the next thing I know, that shit happened, man. And
a couple of hours later, though.
That shit, that's why I said that'll forever be with me, man. That shit fucked me up, man. That was big of you to let that shit go with dude, man. Because that shit would have ate you up. Knowing your baby knowing your baby, too, the way she was.
No
man.
And for those of y'all out there who haven't seen it, go to the Van Jones Redemption Project and go Donald Lacy, okay? And you'll see the whole episode. And when I saw the episode, and everybody I knew that watched it, we all came to tears because it's a very touching story about forgiveness and everything. And you got to see it, you know. For those of you out there, you got to see it. And also, I want to make sure you understand the LoveLife Foundation is in memory of his daughter, and it's all about the stopping violence and everything we've been talking about throughout the day. So if you're out there, go. I'm putting it out here on the screen, LoveLifeFoundation.org. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
LoveLifeFoundation.org. And when you send your post out, make sure you do hashtag LoveLife, hashtag LoEshe. That's why if you see that on a lot of my posts about the comedy show, you be like, LoveLife, LoEshe. This is what we talking about.
I appreciate that,
it's
bro.
in her memory. You know what I'm saying? And it's in her memory because, once again, it's another great thing that came out of Oakland. You know what I mean? If you're looking for for greatness, Oakland is where it's at on all levels. We're talking about advocacy, music, just human talent, just human everything, human spirit. All this is right here in Oakland. So I just want to make sure y'all go there. Go and support the foundation because it's a great cause. And now when you drive past a sign and say LoveLife in Oakland, now you know where it's from.
Yeah.
It's from my man and his daughter right here who put it down, family. They made this shit happen. You know what I'm saying? And I give you super props for that, big
Hey,
brother.
man, thank y'all, man. Dre, come on, man. I'm going to be fucking with you on the daily now. I'm going to be calling you. And let me say, last thing I'll say, in that Love Life, too, it's not just for her. It's an honor of anybody whose life has ever been taken. Because like you said earlier, and you kind of man, we got to love each other, man. We gotta put the love back in Oakland, man. Oakland was all love.
It's all love.
When I was raised on 107th and East 14th, my mama would hand out ass-whooping coupons in the neighborhood. Everybody used to fuck me up because I was a little hard-headed nigga. And she said, tear him up, send him home, I'll get him again. So it was all love.
That was love. That's real love,
man.
And that's what
we got to bring that back,
That's
man.
what I'm saying. That's what we missing.
Hey, so I want to commit on camera with you two brothers, man. We're going to do something when I get back in the spring. We're going to have like a Black Men Summit. And we're going to we just going to chop it up, spread this history, spread that love, and tap in. And I'm going to get some of the and one of these, I'm talking too, man, I want y'all to go with me to brother. The triple OGs, man. It's real in there, man. L.U. Harris being there, Leo Basile. And like last night, they just had testimony.
Oh, I know Leo Basile.
Oh, man, that's my uncle. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I just try to suck it up,
yeah, man.
When I'm around
game in that room.
When I'm around there, man. Because it's hard to get brothers together now, man.
Exactly, man.
That's what kills me, man. I see brothers out on the street, like I was saying yesterday. I'll just speak to naturally now. Because I always be speaking to motherfuckers at work, white motherfuckers, Chinese motherfuckers, whatever. Right. I speak to different races, but when I get off work, most of the time I see brothers, I'll be like, hey, how you doing, man? It's just how you doing, man? Just a common courtesy. Right. But some brothers, man, especially youngsters, man, they look at me like I got shit on my head. Yeah, they do.
They might really
I be like, it's all right, brother. And I be like, it's all right, brother.
Let me tell you something on that note. When I was 6 years old, I'll never forget it. It was right there on East 14th by the corner of 107, and it was some OG Max kicking there, chopping in there, and I made the mistake of walking by and not speaking.
Oh, no.
And the OG said, hey, young blood! Snatched me. He said, hey, man, let me tell you something. Did you ever walk by another black man? I was like, yes, sir. Yeah, I was speaking from down here.
That's how you was taught.
For real. Hey, man, I thought I was going to get jacked.
Hey, that's how you was taught. if you in a black man presence, you would recognize that, you acknowledge each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You make eye contact,
It's
you acknowledge,
respect.
hey, what's up, brother?
Yeah.
You know, something. You say something to him, even if it's just a head nod. You acknowledge a black man in your presence.
But like Dre said, and it's true, I vibe them first. Because some of them don't want you. Because one time, about 6-7 years ago, was a young brother, I just had it. Hey, what you mean? Hey, young brother.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
I was like, hey,
Yeah.
hey.
You don't know what some of these young a lot of them need love, though, man. They don't know it.
They don't know it.
They don't know it, but you know.
So you got to vibe.
I got to vibe when you respect their space, but yeah, you're right about that.
That's just like, you know, this homeless shit. We was talking about this in Bible study a month or so ago, this homeless thing. And then, you know, it's a passage to say you might be entertaining angels unaware. So a lot of times if I see somebody out there and I can tell, and if I got a few dollars, I'll see. But then there's so many motherfuckers now, I'm like, nah, all these motherfuckers.
Some of these motherfuckers trying to get a fix.
You sitting up here like this.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. This is the third time I see your ass since we got here. You ain't the
The day of the Geechee is over.
You a hustler. Oh, shit. That's funny.
Right on. Hey, y'all. Hey, we're going to get ready to wrap this up. We're going to get ready to wrap it up, but I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Keep on watching the monthly weekly show. And before we close out, Dre, you got anything you want to say before we close out?
Man, I just appreciate the legend coming through.
Oh, yeah. Legend for
Donald Lacy, you know, got to give a shout out. Keep that town love going.
That's right.
And see you soon when I see you.
All right. What you got coming up anytime, Dre?
Oh, man, nothing. Same old. Oh, what is it next? On the 19th, open mic. I'm going to be there. We're hitting the stage with my brother Open Mic.
For the first time.
Do that thing.
Don't miss it.
Do that thing.
They going to be trying it out for the first time.
Losing my virginity.
Hey, kid. But big bro, what you got coming up?
Hey, man.
That you want to let the people know about?
Next Tuesday, I'll be in New York. Well, I'm going to Miss Ann's house. My wife might be watching. I'm going to New York next Tuesday to do Color Struck, which you saw.
Oh, yeah.
But it's new now. I always keep changing it. I got, you know, the updated version with this whole impeachment and all this Harry and Meghan shit and all of that.
Oh,
and I'm going to be doing 12 shows of that. Plus, I'm going to be doing some comedy sets at the Cellar and a few other spots in New York, man. So I'll be back the first week in April.
Okay.
Oh, man.
That's what's up. Hey, in case you haven't seen it, you gotta check out Big Bruh's play. It's called Color Struck, and it's lit. I mean, it's a whole full production. It's a one-man play, and he does it all, and it's litty. It is litty. You will love it. It's one of the best one-man shows I ever been to, and I've been to one with John Leguizamo, and that was nice. But yours is nice.
Oh, that's respect, man.
Yours is nice. I'm telling you, it's like history involved and everything. The current stuff is funny. It's emotional. It's great. It's a roller coaster ride for you.
It's real town shit. That's all it is. That's the best way to sum it up.
You gotta go see Color Struck. You know what I'm saying? So as far as me, I got the open mic over at the Bank Club in Emeryville every third Wednesday. I'll be there next week on the 19th. I'm gonna be sliding through. God willing, I'm gonna be sliding through the black comedy competition this weekend out in Pleasanton and Tommy T's and everything going out there. Also, I'll be at Wingstop. But also, I got the tickets are available for the monthly weekly show. The Hilarious Friday show. My bad. The next Hilarious Friday show is February the 28th, 2 weeks from tomorrow. And so get your tickets now. Don't wait till the week of the show. Get them now. Get them before the week of the show so you can get that discount.
Hey, man, much props. That's one of the best rooms in the Bay right now. My little brother's running.
Thanks,
Every time I do it, and even when I just come to watch, it's always on hit.
Man, it's litty, man. We have a good time. We bring in new lineups every month with comedians from all over the country, local, international. It just be a good time. It's a good atmosphere, good environment, diverse crowd. Everybody's having a good time. So once again, we want to thank you all for tuning in to the monthly weekly show. Keep on tuning in. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and make yourself a part of the loyal follower contest. You know what I'm saying? Where we giving away cash. All you got to do is subscribe to the monthly weekly. Okay? Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And also invite others to subscribe to this show. And every time you invite somebody to subscribe, when they subscribe, that enters your name into a pot to be that we gonna pull out. Once we get the subscribers, we gonna shake it up,
rub it down,
smack it, flip it, rub it down. We gonna pull a name out, and whatever that name is, they get cash. So the more invites you get, the more times you enter your name. When there's people subscribe that you invite, that enters your name that many times into the pot. Okay?
That's lovely.
So the monthly weekly show, we wrapping it up. Thank y'all for tuning in. We catch y'all next week. Peace.
One love.
Man,
Dre, man, I had no clue, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You fam, boy.
Yeah, man.